Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. For the introduction, the researcher begins by explaining priming. According to Psychology Today, priming happens when one stimulus affects how people respond to another. In linguistics, this is called semantic priming. Yet Petal also explained that people recognize words faster when they are related. For example, when someone says South Korea, words like K-pop or kimchi comes to other people that hear almost immediately. In advertising, these ideas become very important because lexical choice influences how a brand is perceived. Van Dyke also explains that lexical choices are shaped by style and social background. This adds that these choices create impressions on readers. Because of this, advertisers use emotionally strong words, not just to inform but to create a brand image. According to Zaitamel, this shapes a perceived value. In other words, language can make a product feel more exclusive or luxurious. For the background of this study, nowadays advertisements are everywhere on social media such as TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and digital signs. They don't just give us information about them, the words they use actually influence how people think and feel about them. These words, called lexical choices, are picked carefully to create certain impressions. Words like fresh, luxury, or necessity can make a product feel special even without people realizing it. This works through the priming effect, where language triggers ideas subconsciously. The effect is real. Ahmad and Shahzad, 2014, found a brand name has an impact of 35.3% on consumer buying behavior. Brands actually invest in lexical words to increase perceived value. For example, two coffees could be basically have the same quality, but artisanal hand roasted sounds more premium, while instant coffee does not. This shows that language doesn't just describe a product, it creates a story of quality and exclusivity. Understanding this is important because lexical choices can shape perception and increase a brand's value, all without the audience even noticing.
Moving to the focus of the study, this research examines how language acts as a primary mechanism to influence brand perception. We don't just see ads as tags, but as strategic linguistic cues that shape a consumer's mindset. This study has two main goals. First, to identify the lexical choices used by Zeus Coffee and Kenangan Coffee that frame their brand value. Second, to explore how these words shape the tone and meaning in the consumer's mind. Ultimately, this study wants to show how persuasive language drives the overall brand image.
The study used two main methods to collect the data, an online survey and interview. The research was conducted in a two-stage actually to obtain both a general and detailed insight. So in the first stage, an online survey was conducted over 1 week and involved 58 participants. The survey was distributed online to examine how word choice and advertising language influence consumer perception of a brand value. So the study compared two coffee brands, which is Zeus Coffee and Kenangan Coffee, at the same time identify a common patterns in a consumer responses to advertising a language. In the second stage, interviews were conducted to gain a deeper understanding of how respondents interpret the word and a message used in the advertisement. Actually, six respondent participant in this stage. So 3 interviews were conducted through Microsoft Teams, while the remaining interviews were held face to face, with one interviews were recorded for accuracy. So the instruments used include a structured questionnaire and semi-structured interviews question. And by combining both methods, this study provide a clear view of how advertising language shapes consumer perception of brand values.
The study is structured into two primary sessions. Section A tracks respondent exposure and brand recognition. Meanwhile, Section B serves as the core analysis, examining the influence of lexical choices and word connotations on brand image. Additionally, qualitative interviews were conducted to further explore the tone and persuasive effects of advertisements on consumer perception. Regarding the data collection timeline, the process was completed within 2 weeks. Phase 1 was dedicated to survey distribution for broad data collection. Phase 2 involved interview sessions to extract specific linguistic insights. This two-step approach ensures that the findings are both comprehensive and supported by qualitative depth.
Expressed in the gender distribution of the 58 respondents, female participants made up the majority of 88%, while males accounted for 12%. This uneven distribution suggests that the findings are largely shaped by female perspectives, which may be due to the survey topic and advertising language appealing more strongly to women, as well as generally lower male participation in perception-based studies. Based on this age distribution, most of our respondents are aged of 18 to 23, making up to 86% out of 58 participants. Those aged 24 to 30% represent 9%, while respondents aged to 31 and above account for only 5%. This shows that our findings are largely influenced by younger consumers, particularly Generation Z, whose familiarity with the brands shapes perceptions of beverage brand value and responses to advertising language.
The data yield a mean score of 3.88, indicating a general tendency to active engagement. This suggests that, on average, respondents lean toward being interested in and attentive to advertisements across various platforms. The highest number of respondents, 19 out of 58, agree that they pay close attention to advertising across different platforms. This high level of engagement indicates that users are not just passive viewers, but are actively focusing on ad copy and specific offers. Furthermore, the second highest number goes to strongly agree, in which a total of 15 people pay meticulous attention to advertisements. These people are not just passive viewers, rather, they deeply notice all the designs used, such as colors, fonts, numbers, and wording in the advertisement. Moreover, the third highest number is 17 people who voted neutral. Neutral here indicates that sometimes they will skip or not watch the advertisement. However, when it looks interesting, they will watch it depending on its approach or their willingness to view it. Lastly, 4 people voted to disagree, which means the viewers do not really pay attention to advertisements and are not interested in most of the time. The data reveals that 43.1% or 25 people agree that films like Dutch Chocolate Premium make drinks appear high quality, while an additional 29.3% or 17 respondents strongly agree. Meanwhile, 24.1% or 14 people feel neutral. In contrast, disagreement was minimal, with only 1.7% or 1% choosing to disagree and another 1.7% strongly disagreeing. These results demonstrate a clear trend toward agreement. According to Ludwig et al. 2013, showing brands are able to win customers' perception with the right word usage. The data reveal a majority agreement with 44.8% or 26 respondents agreeing that information regarding ingredients and product variety significantly enhances their perceptions of brand quality. Furthermore, 34.5% or 20 respondents strongly agreed with this view. Meanwhile, 17.2% or 10 respondents remained neutral, and only 3.4% or 2 respondents disagreed. Collectively, these findings indicate that detailed product descriptions play a critical role in shaping consumers' perceptions of quality. Next is to determine customers' perception on personalization and customization. The findings show that 46.6% or 27 respondents agree that the customization options offered by Kenangan Coffee reflect a high level of product quantity and personalization, while 37.9% or 22 respondents strongly agreed with this statement. In contrast, 12.1% or 7 respondents remained neutral, and only 3.4% or 1 respondent disagreed. Overall, these results lean strongly toward agreement, indicating that customization enhances consumers' sense of personal relevance and perceived value. Next is to determine respondents' view on Kenangan Coffee's promotion as a more affordable option. Respondents were asked, does the Kenangan Buy One Free One promotion make Kenangan Coffee appear more affordable? The data indicate that 44.8% or 26 respondents agreed with the statement, while 43.1% or 25 respondents strongly agreed. A further 8.6% or 5 respondents remained neutral, whereas 1.7% or one respondent disagreed, and 1.7% or one respondent strongly disagreed. Overall, these findings demonstrate a clear trend toward agreement, suggesting that the promotion is perceived as an opportunity for customers to purchase Kenangan Coffee's product at a more affordable price.
The diagram presents respondent perception of Kenangan Coffee for Teens Every Month promotion in a relation to affordability based on a 58 respondents. So basically, the results show a strong positive perception of a promotion with a total of 44.8%, which is 26 respondents agree, while 41.4, which is 24 respondents strongly agree that the promotion improve affordability. Meanwhile, 8.6, which is 5 respondents reported a neutral opinion. Only a small number of respondents disagree, which is 1.7, which is 1 respondent, or strongly disagree 3.4%, which is 2 respondents. And overall, like the finding indicates that the 14th every month promotion is perceived as effective in enhancing the affordability of Kenangan coffee among the consumers.
This slide shows respondents' views on the use of catchy phrases in priming consumers' perception of product quality. Overall, 56.8% of respondents agreed or strongly agreed that catchy phrases influence perceived quality. Meanwhile, 31% remained neutral and only a small proportion disagreed, with 8.6% disagreeing and 3.4% strongly disagreeing. This suggests that linguistic cues plays a meaningful role in shaping how consumers evaluate product quality.
This slide shows respondents' price expectations based on phrases used in advertisements. Overall, a majority of respondents received lower price expectation, with 20.7% strongly agreeing and 39.7% agreeing. Meanwhile, 29.3% remained neutral and only a small proportion disagreed, at 8.6%, with 1.7% strongly disagreeing. This suggests that inclusive phrases in advertising can influence consumers to associate products with affordability.
This section examines respondents' perception of everyday consumption influenced by advertising phrases. As shown in the pie chart, 26.2% agreed that the phrase, a necessity, not a luxury, encourages viewing Zeus coffee as a daily beverage, while 27.6% respondents strongly agreed. Meanwhile, 17.2% selected the neutral option. In contrast, 13.8% disagreed, and 5.2% respondents strongly disagreed. Overall, these findings indicate that the phrase effectively reframes coffee consumption as a routine necessity rather than an occasional treat. This section examines respondents' perception of bundle promotion as an affordability indicator. As shown in the diagram, out of 58 respondents, 46.6% agreed that the buy 3 free 1 promotion makes Zeus coffee appear more affordable for group purchases, while 27.6% strongly agreed. Meanwhile, 22.4% selected the neutral option. In contrast, 1.7% disagreeing and another 1.7% strongly disagreeing. Overall, these findings suggest that the promotion is widely perceived as a cost-effective option that creates a clear sense of price advantage for consumers. This section examines respondents' views on flat pricing strategy as a budget-friendly indicator. As shown in the diagram, out of 58 respondents, 41.4% respondents agreed that the flat price of 6 ringgit 60 cents makes Zeus coffee appear more budget-friendly, while 24.5% strongly agreed. Meanwhile, 20.7% selected the neutral option, possibly due to the differences in personal spending habits. In contrast, only 3.4% strongly disagreed, and no respondents selected the disagree option. Overall, these findings indicate that the 6 ringgit and 60 cent flat pricing strategy effectively enhances Zeus Coffee's image as a budget-friendly brand. Sections present the finding for research question 2, which explores how linguistic priming influences participants' semantic interpretation. 6 respondents were purposefully selected based on their early questionnaire responses, particularly those who showed a preference for high-value products. They then participated in semi-structured interviews for focusing on how linguistic cues shape their understanding of product claims. Thematic analysis of their responses revealed 4 key themes: color and design as indicators of luxury, lexical choices that increase perceived quality, price expectations shaped by branding and promotional framing, and minimalist or international branding as signals of premium value.
The first major finding is theme 1, color and design as key indicators of luxury. Based on the analysis, visual aesthetics serve as a primary signal for brand positioning. Visual impact. Certain color combinations and designs were found to significantly enhance the premium feel of a brand. Minimalist sophistication. Respondent A noted that minimal color palettes appear more sophisticated and distinct from mass market products. For perceived luxury, respondent D emphasized that color plays the most critical role in establishing a luxurious image, while respondent F highlighted the importance of the overall design. This explains why brands utilizing minimalist designs and neutral tones are the preferred choices among students, as these elements effectively communicate high-end value.
This section discusses theme 2, which focuses on lexical choices and descriptions that increase perceived quality. Based on the interview findings, several respondents highlighted how word choice in ad advertisements influences their perceptions of the product quality. Respondent C noted that the use of the term Zeus, which is associated with the god of war, makes Zeus coffee appear more premium. Respondent D, however, pointed out that phrases such as specialty for everyone and enhanced perceived quality. Similarly, respondent A emphasized that carefully chosen wording creates a sense of luxury, which raises expectation and attracts consumers. Overall, this response demonstrates that strategic lexical choices play a crucial role in shaping perceptions of quality in the coffee market.
Next, for theme 3, price expectations shaped by strong branding and promotional framing. This theme highlights how strong branding and promotional framing influence consumers' price expectations. Several respondents indicated that their perceptions of a certain brand do not diminish solely due to lower prices, as strong brand identity maintains perceived quality and value. For instance, respondent B mentioned, but when such a brand makes a promotion for a green drink that costs 660 cents a cup, because the branding is so high and the lower price feels like a reward or a steal. Respondent D also mentioned, the voucher is just a promo, but they still use high quality ingredients to make the drinks. This finding shows that some brands remain resilient because of strong brand identity and high recognition. According to Luo ETAL 2017, leading brands experience a smaller negative impact compared to non-leading brands, with non-leading brands recording a 1.6% decline, while leading brands show only a 0.88% decrease.
Next, theme 4, color and design as a key indicators of luxury. So the findings show that students associate specific visual cues with the premium values. So respondent A stated that minimalist color palettes appear more sophisticated and exclusive compared to mass market brands. Respondent D highlighted that a color plays the most important role in making a brand appear expensive. Respondent F further explained that the overall design determines the premium feels of a brand. So in a conclusion, this finding explain like why a brand that use natural tones and a minimalist design are preferred among students, as this visual element act as a clear signal of luxury.
The findings from both research questions reveal a significant overlap in two main areas. First, lexical impact. Both quantitative and qualitative data confirm that words like premium, specialty, and handcrafted successfully prompt consumers to perceive higher product quality. Second, visual strategy. There is a shared preference for minimalist designs and neutral tones. The data shows that specific colors and fonts are the primary signals of a brand's expansive status. Ultimately, the combination of strategic language and clean design acts as the key mechanism in positioning a brand as high value and luxurious.
This part explains the differences between research question 1 and research question 2. RQ1 uses quantitative survey data to identify patterns and tendencies, focusing on how words, phrases, promotions, and pricing strategies influence respondents' reaction and levels of agreement. In contrast, research question 2 adopts a qualitative approach using interviews to explore the reasons behind these perceptions. It explains how linguistic and visual priming shape demeaning, such as how strong branding allows consumers to view lower prices as rewards rather than reduced quality. Overall, research question 1 shows what consumers perceive, while research question 2 explains why and how those perceptions are formed.
For the conclusion, this research is about how the words in advertisements can change how people see a product. Researchers found that the words like dark chocolate premium or handcrafted make people think the coffee is high quality even if it's not expensive. Most people link these words straight to brand quality, which makes the brand look better. And interestingly, discounts doesn't make it feel cheap. They feel more like a little reward for themselves. Using strong words with clean visuals also make people feel like they can enjoy it every day, not just sometimes. Basically, how people describe a product matters just as much as the product itself.